All right, welcome back. I'm sure I'm going to say this a number of times throughout this course. Never mind. This is the first video for you, and it's really about for you to understand what is our story. Where did Better Me come from? So let me give you a little brief. It all started in 2012 when I left Germany and I flew to Kenya with a backpack to travel. And within 2 weeks, through some divinely inspired coincidences, call it what we want, right? Like some moments of fate. And I made me end up at Corando. And I literally woke up the next morning after my arrival and I could just hear kids everywhere. And I came out of one of Mama's guest rooms in Mama's house. And that's where really the story starts. I got to know and meet Mama Dolphin at that time and her story and the impact she was making. And she had about 120 children at that time. In the backyard, the buildings were still like mud structures. The only like permanent building was her own house, which is still there today. So it's like a piece of history right there. And yeah, I was touched by her story and I just wanted to help her. So I started fundraising for her. I only had a week's time at that time in 2012. So, but we managed to do quite a number of things, including like buying them a computer and chickens and building a new like one of those temporary classrooms and showers and yeah, just a number of things that happened in that 1 week. And then I left and Corando stayed in my heart. And over the years, I wanted to find a way to support Corando. And I tried many different things. And also over time, like my personal like fundraising efforts, which were accessing my own network, they were just not, it just became less and less because, you're asking the same people for support every time. And I realized that I was very limited in my ability to support. So my idea was, if I find a way to bring people to Kenya, to Corando, to meet Mama Dolphin and the children, and they will have the same experience or similar experience to what I had and really understand the place and connect with it, then we have many hands that make light work. And that was really the beginning of the volunteer program and the organization itself. So in 2015, in January, together with my partner at the time, we had this idea to start a fundraiser and travel from South Africa overland back to Kenya to raise funds for the project and then build a volunteer house with that money. Initially, we wanted to build a school. Turns out the school is very expensive. So we tuned it down and we said, okay, the idea is a volunteer house. We bring volunteers and from there on we can really support Corando. And yeah, we traveled overland for 2 months and arrived in Kenya in March 2015 and started building this dome house. I spent probably around another year in Kenya to build the house and build up the organization and the project. And yeah, I just said organization, but really at the beginning, it was just a project. It was just, our passion, our hearts were in it, and they're still in it. But I never considered that this was going to become something permanent, like an organization. But yeah, it just evolved naturally. People started to show up, volunteers came. We built this dome house. The idea of the dome house being, this symbol of hope, like this bright yellow, very unique looking building that can get like global media attention. That was really the idea behind it. It was like this unique design to leverage it and build it as a symbol of hope, like a lighthouse to shine out into the world and bring attention, and with that attention help Corando and Mama Dolphin's work. And yeah, it all really happened just like that. The idea was there and we started building and people started donating and we built this dome house and volunteers started arriving and we started to have a team, and from there just grew. And at the time, the original project, it was called Cheap Trip Big Impact. And from there, in 2016, we rebranded to Better Me. I hope this gave you a good idea of how we started. Mama was always amazing. When you arrive in Kenya, you will see the round windows for example, like in the bathrooms in the Dom house, we used her cooking pots. I mean, she gave me a lot of space, and through that connection, Mama and myself also became very close, and I became the son of the home, really. But more on that when I share about Mama's story. So thanks for watching, and I see you in the next video.